Hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And it is almost Christmas. Woohoo! Are you ready? I'm kind of ready. I still got to wrap presents. And I just realized I forgot to pull my necklace out. So, I wanted to come to you with something totally different, nothing having to do with Christmas whatsoever. So, I am getting, or I just got, a new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. They are replacing it. It has a 3-year warranty, so I wanted to make sure that you check over your machine and you make sure that you're taking care of it and that you don't do something to break the warranty. All right, so that if something goes wrong with it, you can get it replaced. You just have to call the company. So I want to show you some of the things that I do to take care of my machine. I haven't in a little while, so I'm going to today before I send it back. So you can see here it doesn't close quite all the way, but that's okay. That just means you've loved it and you've used it. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about was turn it over periodically and check the screws. So this one was out a little further. I screwed it in last night a little bit, but some of the screws will come a little bit loose. I mean, if you think about it, you're cranking it, you're running it through, you're doing all this stuff. Screws loosen over time. Some, I've talked to other demonstrators, some of theirs have, others have not. Mine happened to. As to whether or not that is an issue, I don't know. You would have to ask the company if yours keep coming out. So I just periodically, and I've been doing this for the past year or so, turn it over and tighten the screws. Sometimes they need to be tightened, so all but one had to be tightened. This one was perfectly fine. These two were just barely loose, and this one last night was coming out. So I just periodically turn it over, look it over, make sure everything's in place. Do not take your machine apart. If you take your machine apart, you void the warranty. Hello, Missy. So you'll want to see what I just did so that you can double check your machine. So another thing is periodically I like to take one of my Norwex Enviro cloths, all right? And I happen to have one of these little ones. I don't remember how I got it. And I just kind of wipe it down so that you're wiping off some of the grubby from all the different hands, or if it's just your hands. Sometimes your hands are grubby. So you just want to wipe it down. Now, what I've noticed is because we pull it open, this sometimes gets a little grubby too. So then I just use water. All right, if it gets really dirty, then I have these alcohol pads. They're actually from Color Street, but I always forget to use them. So now I have them in my craft room for cleaning. And I can use that to wipe it off as well. Okay, but I find that this works better. So I like to use that. Look how much cleaner that is. So I just kind of wipe it down periodically. I haven't done it in a while, like I said. So I thought, well, this is a perfect time to do it. So I can send it back not so filthy. And it just was time. I've been thinking before I even knew I was going to be getting a new one, I was thinking I needed to clean it up and I wanted to do it as a live. So Missy, do you ever take care of yours? Do you look it over and make sure the screws are all in and everything else? Now, what I've also noticed is this little piece sometimes falls out. It doesn't hurt it. It just falls out. It protects the screw. My cat got a hold of it, so I have no idea where it is. But like I said, I try and look over the machine just to make sure. I'll wipe up that side. And then I'm going to open it up and wipe this down. And because things get grimy, you know, you just want to clean up some of the grime. Paper has grime too. So you just wipe it down so that you can make sure that also it doesn't stain your paper. If you're doing white paper and you have grimy things, it can transfer the white or the grime or the gray can transfer from. So I'm just showing you here. There's a little bit of grime here. There's a little bit of grime here. And so I just like to periodically wipe it down. Now I had a letter, a die, fall into here. Do not take your machine apart. I called Stampin' Up. they said, don't take the machine apart, you will void your warranty. So there's a T in there somewhere. I can't hear it now. Normally I can hear it rustling around in there. So the reason I am getting a new machine is my tension in my in the turning, it doesn't emboss everything and it doesn't cut everything on one side of the machine. So because of that, that is why they were returning it. It's within its warranty. So that's why I said make sure you know when you bought your machine. It's a 3-year warranty. This came out about 3 years ago, so I was just within that time frame. So I'm telling you to call the company if you're having any issues, because I wasn't sure I could get it taken care of. They happened to call me actually to congratulate me on my 100,000 in career sales. Are you getting a new one? I got a new one today, actually. So I will be, so you can see it's kind of coming apart here. So just be checking your machine. And if you notice anything going wrong that doesn't seem like it's kosher, call the company and ask. The worst they can do is say, nope, that's how it's supposed to be. And you say, okay, I will keep paying attention to my machine. All right. So, but the screws should not necessarily be coming up. I checked with some friends. Some of theirs were, some of theirs weren't. So it just depends. Now this is something I'm just now noticing. I had not noticed that. So, and I've never dropped it. So it's not something that I did, but you can see that it's well loved. It's well used. So then with your, and I use a mat to help keep it from sliding all over the place when I'm using it. So then you have your plates. You want to also periodically wipe these down so that they don't color your paper. All right. This is the embossing folder one. So I like to wipe everything down. So even if it wasn't going back, I planned on doing this live anyway, just coincides. Now this one, if it wasn't going back, I would take this to the sink and I would wash it with soap and water and a brush. Thank you, Missy. Yes, it's a big deal to hit the 100,000, and it's very exciting. So this I would wash with a brush. If you have one of those for your fingernails and stuff, I would scrub it trying to get, because the color in here is all the paper fibers from over the years, or yeah, probably this is probably one of the original plates that I got. So it's probably about 3 years, and you can see I've used both sides. So I would take this and wash it. Actually, it's not 3 years because I've washed it before, but it's been quite a while since I've done it. And then this one gets grimy as well. Now you don't really set paper on this. You can see somebody, probably a student, die cut on here, not knowing what sandwich to make. But it tells you right here what sandwich to make. And it tells you right here what sandwich to make. And it does not tell you on this one. All right, but it does tell you this is not a cutting surface. So you want to make sure you use that one with your embossing folders. And then here's one, and you can see it's curved. So I had ordered some new plates, but that doesn't seem to be the issue of it. And so it's curved, it works. Still, it's the machine, there's something with the tension. So that's why they're sending me a new machine, or why they sent me a new machine. So I'm going to go ahead and unpack the machine. That way, if you've never gotten one, you can see what all comes with it. So let me grab that. They just sent it. And that way you can see what comes with it when you get a new machine. Now, if you don't keep the box, it's okay. I have to send this one back in this box. But in the future, it might be something where you consider keeping the box. All right, let's see. How do I get this box out of here? Right? That's always the question. Okay, this is the box. All right, so here are the plates. So it comes with all the plates you need to make this machine work. All right, so I'm keeping everything. All right, so you have your instructions, all right, in here, and here's the care instructions, what's inside the box, attaching the handle, using the machine, and 3-year limited warranty. So that's why I said you need to call, let them know what kind of issues you're having with the machine, and then you have to send it back to them. All right, so here we have all the new plates. Look, it's not destroyed anymore. That'll be so nice. So we have all the plates. We have 1, 2, 3, 3, and 4. So you have a total of 5 plates. I know there's other machines out there, and some of them have up to 7 different plates. And it comes with this, and then we have the machine. All right, and then this is the handle. Let me make sure. Nope, there's nothing else in the bottom. All right, so then we have this bag. Of course, I'll be reversing all this, putting the old machine in there. Oh, glad I have another tool, because I don't know what I did with the other tool. All right, so we're gonna attach. Here we go. Attach the handle. Hang on to all your little pieces. All right. And we're going to open this up. All right, and then we're going to use the instructions, because I'm not a guy and I use the instructions. Yours is pushing 3 years. You didn't realize the machine hasn't been around that long? Yeah, because they had a big shot that they had beforehand. This is a brand new to them machine. So double check, look it over thoroughly before you hit your 3 years. And if you think there's any issues with it, then please call in. So it says attaching the handle. Whew, they wrote really tiny. Position the handle in the machine, slide the washer onto the screw, then insert the screw and washer through the handle into the crankshaft. All right, so let's do it this way. All right, so insert, position the handle. Here it is. Position the handle in the machine. Slide the washer onto the screw. Oh, I think it goes the other way. Like that. Then insert the screw through the hand washer, through the handle, into the crankshaft. See, it's been a while since I've done that, so we're going to do that. And then do this. And you want to check and make sure that this is tightened. So keep your little Allen wrench. Who, are you surprised I knew the name of this? Keep your, I have a tool man husband, right? Keep your little Allen wrench, because you want to make sure to be able to tighten it. I know some people have said that sometimes the handle comes loose. So you want to be able to tighten this so that it doesn't come loose. So I've got it nice and tight. Now I will put this in the same place that I put this. That way I will find it in the future. And then this little rubber piece goes over it, and there's little notches. There's a little notch on it, so you can put it the right direction and put it on there. Okay, and look, I have a new one. Let's see if that one stays in. My other one kept falling out and my cat would get a hold of it. So that's it. That's how you put the machine together. Open it up and start using it, which I will, because I was a little late because I was working on the gift card box for my mother. I have picked out a selection of cards for her, all occasion cards, and I used the wonderful sunflower box, and then I created this with the new letters, and Mumsy Wums is my pet name for her, and then Karten is German for cards. I thought she would appreciate that. So I'll be sending this, and yeah, it's a little late, but she's used to that. So I just wanted to get on here real quick because I wanted to unpack my new machine, but I wanted to also tell you, look out for your machine. Take care of it. Wipe it down periodically. Check the screws in the bottom to make sure they're nice and tight in there. Okay? Check and make sure your handle is nice and tight. Don't let anything slip inside. All right, wipe it down so it doesn't get all grubby and grimy, because that grub and grime will get onto your paper. And it's when it hits the white paper that it's really terrible. And then make sure that you are cleaning your plates. And once your plates get to the point that they're just not working the same, then you can order new plates. The only ones that I've had to replace in the 3 years, because I know I've replaced them at least once, are the clear plates, the number 3s, because these are the ones that do the majority of the work. They're the ones that do the cutting. Okay, so these are the 2 plates I have replaced at least once before. They last a long time, but when they start getting really bad, so like the bottom one that I showed you, I was ready to replace that. That's why I had ordered new plates, because I was ready to replace it and give it a go. But the way mine was not cutting and not embossing on one side of the machine told her that the tension is probably out. So they're gonna get it back. They can do whatever they want with it. They sent me this. I am not saying that they will send you a new machine. I am not saying that. I ended up getting a new machine, but that does not mean everybody gets a machine. There might be something else that can be done with it. But call the company if you have a question about it, because they back their stuff, which is one of the best reasons to be part of Stampin' Up. They back their stuff, they back their people, and they take care of you so that you are happy. Hello, Joanne. Nice to see you on here. Yours is, okay, so Missy, yours is pushing 3, so double check your machine. Look it over really good. Make sure it's cutting and embossing everything. Mine was not. Tina and Glenda were here helping me prep for the last card club, and they were working up a sweat trying to get it to roll over because it would just not move. So double check with the company. Great gift. Yeah, I think she'll appreciate the cards. She periodically will buy cards off of me, so I figure I'll just send them to her as a gift, then she doesn't have to buy. It's hard to charge your mother for cards. It just is. Ask them to look for your tea, right? It's a retired set now, so, and there were 2 teas in the set, thank goodness, but still, yeah, it's one of those things like, but I don't even hear it rattling around in there, so I don't know, maybe it fell out and I didn't even know it, or maybe it's what caused the I have no idea. I have no idea. I just wanted to let you know, 3 years, 3-year warranty, check your machine over. If you have any questions about it, call the company and ask them. What can you do to fix it? What can you do about it? Do they do anything? Do they help you? Maybe they do it to where you can send the machine in. If mine hadn't had so many problems, maybe I would have just had to send it in. They fix it and they send it back. But do not take it apart on your own. That voids the warranty. All right, so if you have any other questions, you can either ask me or you can call the company and ask them, because they will help you. Of course, they won't be open until like Tuesday now. So, all right, Joanne, yes, mine didn't emboss all the way when you sent a card kit. Oh, yeah, so one of your card kits, yeah. So we were just noticing how it wasn't. I knew it was having troubles with the cutting at times, but we didn't discover the embossing part until, yeah, card club. And then it was like, oh man. And that's when I thought, well, I need to call in. I kept forgetting. They called me to congratulate me. So she said, hey, while I got you on the line, is there anything? And I happened to be sitting in here and saw the machine. It was like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting to call and ask. So I'm going to go play because I need to decorate the front of her box with some flowers, right? And then get it in the mail today. So she'll get it next week, but that's okay. That's okay. Just like your cards will be in the mail today or Tuesday. And one of my friends, Mary Beth said I had until New Year's to get my Christmas cards out. So see, she shouldn't have told me that, because then I might have skipped sleep and gotten my cards out. All right, everybody, have a very Merry Christmas. I will see you back here again next week sometime. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.